What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James E. I want to go over my trade for today, and that trade will be on LTNC. Again, how I was able to capitalize it. How I was able to capitalize on it. I want to get into that. But before I do, man, please click that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to research and analyze anything I find interesting in the stock market. And I like to share that with anybody willing to listen. So, that being said, let's just get right into it. So LTNC, if you haven't watched my previous video on it, please go and do so. Yesterday, I wound up capitalizing on this breakout of right here, buying it Friday at the close when it broke, and then selling it into this gap up. Then we had this monster sell-off, pretty much a typical pump and dump play, and that's exactly what happened. But anyway, so if you look at the history of the chart, so I noticed that the history of the chart shows that when we have a first red day, we typically have a gap up. So we had this run here, and then a red day closed here, gapped up. And then same thing here, had this run from 1 penny to 3 cents, closed down here, or for the first red day, I'm sorry, and then it had closed here and then gapped up. So when this red day came in and I noticed that, I said, okay, this has the potential to gap up. But the only thing was, it was a complete sell-off. So originally, if you watch my video that I did yesterday, originally I had bought 300,000 shares of this company and then sold it for a profit. But this time, I felt like it was a 50-50 chance. The chart is telling me after the first red day that it is gapping up. First red day, gap up. First red day, gap up. But it hasn't had a red day this big. So I said, well, this is a complete sell-off. It closed on a complete sell-off, just still selling off. So I thought, man, this could potentially gap down too. So it was like a 50-50 toss-up play. And because originally I had noticed the gap up, and so I told myself, in this area, like, oh, cool, when the market closes, I was literally thinking it was going to reverse right here and then have a gap up. So I already told myself early, like, okay, I see it here, gap up. I see it here, gap up, close here, gapped up, close down here, gapped up. So I was like, okay, cool, man, this is a great potential gap up in the morning. I could capitalize on it. And then when I seen it completely just dropping off, and then I found out that, it's just a pump and dump, man. They've been hyping up this stock just for, from what I've seen, that the CEO just was selling off his shares because I believe he's no longer going to be a part of the company. But typical OTC penny stock bullshit. So, when I seen it sell off, instead of buying my 300 shares back, I bought 150 shares, which was roughly about a $2,600 position. And then I was able to capitalize, about over 10% profit. This is probably about a 12% profit. So that was beautiful. I was able to capitalize a nice 12% profit out of it. Sold it into this push this morning. It did gap up and pushed a little bit before it dropped off. So for me, man, it's just recognizing plays and capitalizing on the plays that you recognize. And, again, this one was a little more, if you're not 100%. Now, if it would have maintained here, I would have went all in and got my 300,000 shares back, maybe even more. But the fact that it completely dropped off and continued to drop off towards the close, I didn't want to take the risk of taking my usual position size. So I just took a smaller size, and that's fine. And I wound up capitalizing it. Percentage-wise, I still wound up collecting a nice 12%, which was beautiful. The gap up I collected from yesterday was a 20%. So that goes to show that, even when you're uncertain about things, just take a smaller position. And there's nothing wrong with that, because if I was wrong, say I was wrong and it gapped down 12%, then I would have been down minus $300, instead of, if I would have had my original position, I'd have been minus $600. So, I'm perfectly happy with collecting a 12% profit. Again, my goal is to collect 7 to 10%. No need to get greedy. It did have a nice push up here, but I got out right away. I could have winded up collecting maybe about a $400 profit, but I just got out. because I hit my target. I hit my 7 to 10%. It was already gapping up above 10%. So I was perfectly happy with taking that. Just recognizing the move and taking the percentage when it presents itself. And so that's exactly what happened this morning. So started off my morning really well. I have another position that I took on ASTI, which is hot right now. We'll get into that in the next video. But I wanted to talk about LTNC and capitalizing on recognizing a pattern, which is first red day, gaps up. First red day, gaps up. So as you notice, like second red day, it gapped down. And that happens too. And then you never know, even right here, big green day right here, and it gapped down. Even though I had a green day here and gapped up. So, you know, you just got to recognize little patterns within a pattern. And, you know, you'll be fine. And be sure to manage your risk well. And I'm going to get into that lesson in the next video as well. So leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my analysis. Again, if you made it this far, please click that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. You can't stop mafia. It's a mindset movement. Meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing. And the stock market is a place where you can do that. So LTNC, even though it was a complete sell-off, I recognized the pattern and was able to capitalize 12% on it this morning, which gave me a nice $300 profit. And that is always nice to start your day with some profit. So I'll be sure to keep you guys updated as much as possible. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.